In one of the biggest wins in Washington football history, it was announced, the news broke that Daniel Snyder had hired Bank of America Securities to sell the Washington Commanders. We are here on the Sports Cubicle. It's the marvelous one, Dan Marver, Devin Tingle, Paul Chivari, myself, Mike Mercado. And I wanted to hit on this story really fast. This comes to us from our friends over at The Athletic, from Daniel Kaplan and Ben Standig. Washington Commanders owner Daniel Snyder hired Bank of America Securities to, quote, consider potential transactions, according to a new release from the franchise Wednesday. Snyder and his family own 100% of the team after purchasing the remaining 40.5% stake for $875 million in March of 2021. It's unclear whether the Snyders are considering selling their controlling stake in the team or a minority stake. However, quote, we are exploring all options, a team spokesperson told The Athletic. The Commanders and Snyder are subjects of two NFL-led investigations, both overseen by former Secretary and Exchange Commissioner Chair Mary Jo White, into sexual harassment and workplace misconduct allegations, as well as concerns Snyder held back revenue that was to be shared with other owners. The Virginia and D.C. attorneys generals are also investigating the team after an allegation that it illegally withheld security deposits from fans and kept two sets of books to hide revenue from the NFL in the past decade. Additionally, the D.C. Attorney General has been investigating the Commanders and Snyder for allegations of sexual harassment and workplace misconduct. And, then this is also when the Colts owner, Jim Irsay, publicly talked about there's no reason for speculation and that they should be getting rid of him. And this story is crazy. And I think what really surprised most people is Dan Snyder seems like the type of dude who's going to fight this all the way through. Remember, the whole John Gruden thing happened because of an investigation into Daniel Snyder. So I think for a lot of people, this is a win in the sense that he's going to lose his team. But just like Sterling or Sabros, like these guys are going to make a lot of money. Daniel Snyder is going to make $4 billion, $5 billion. And this is something I said on the Rewind Sports 60 when we were guests with Jerry Riles, that I don't find this as a punishment. A lot of these guys want to be part of the boys club, the country club. They want to be part of that exclusive club where only X amount of people on the entire planet could afford these teams. But at the end of it, he's going to go walk away for $5 billion and go do something else, go buy something else. Wow, having all these years and memories of owning this team. And he's somebody who doesn't care about public perception. He never has. So I think when you're looking at a story like this, when you read a story like this, when you see just how this dude just completely trampled over the opinions and thoughts of tribes, of indigenous people, how he allowed sexual misconduct and bad workplace and always fought everything tooth and nail. And at the end of it, he's being told you have to leave this club, but here's a whole lot of money that you didn't have before you joined here. Now, for Washington fans, for the NFL, I bet you this is a good thing. We'll see what happens if Jeff Bezos is the guy who buys the Washington Commanders. But it's a story that's kind of bittersweet to me. Because even though he is going to sell his team or sell a majority of it or a minority of it, he's going to make a lot of money. And he's not going to be punished, even after he says he has a whole lot of dirt on these people. When you look at owners, they don't want their skeletons to come out of their closet. They're afraid of people looking into their doings. Just like politicians, except, owners probably have more power because they're billionaires. They're afraid of these kind of threats. So I'm sure that they're trying to make this thing go fast and just try to move it along. It's like, we may not like this guy and he's going to get a whole lot of money, but we'd rather him just be out of our hair. So I want to know what you guys think, because this is multi-layered. This is we're talking about people being questioned by the highest authorities in our country in Daniel Snyder, and refusing to talk to, attorney generals. And they're going to make an Amazon movie out of this after Jeff Bezos buys the team. This is a fascinating story that is just getting started. And the fact that he's going to make $5 billion is going to make a lot of people upset. But I want to know your thoughts. Daniel Snyder hires Bank of America to potentially sell the team. We want to know your thoughts. We're on Twitter at Sports Cubicle TV. It's the marvelous one, Dan Marver, Devin Tingle, Paul Chivari. I'm Mike Mercado.